Hello again, it's Lisa from the Great Outdoors. Today I watched a video by Amanda Ellis and I wanted to share some thoughts on it. I think she's a wonderful spiritual teacher. I truly do. And I find myself disagreeing with her about something. She was talking about the people who in the spiritual community who get very caught up in watching videos and speculating on this thing and that thing, and I think that she was referring to those in the community who are involved in conspiracy theories. I think specifically the QAnon conspiracy theory group, and that there are light workers who are involved in that. And she was talking about the question was, why are you wasting your time digging into these things when you should be dedicating your time to your spiritual growth and your spiritual practice? I don't agree. I mean, I don't disagree. Well, that was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? I don't disagree that it is important that we look not only at the bigger picture, but then bring it down to us, right? So, what's going on in the world and how is that reflecting on us? So, she specifically talked about people who are very focused on looking at Donald Trump as the shadow of the world, meaning the shadow side of the world, all that is um, corrupt and greedy and sociopathic, like he is a representative of that energy. So she was saying instead of focusing on him as a representative of that energy, we should be bringing it back down to here. And I agree. And I don't think people are wasting their time digging into conspiracy theories or whatever piques their interest, because I think there's lessons to be learned from all of it. Wouldn't it be a better world if we all just like followed our own spiritual path and didn't have these distractions? But I believe the distractions tell us something. If we are awake and aware, then we know why we're following what we're following, right? And that part of doing that is our spiritual work. I think that's my opinion. Part of that is our spiritual work. It may be that you're watching that to gain information about how the world works. You may not even know that on a conscious level, but you gain information on how the world works. You gain information on what it feels like to be held hostage to a madman in a power of extreme power, right? There are so many things you can learn from this that I think you have to look at. What is it about that rabbit hole that called you? Do you remember my video last week? I think it was about um, how I got lost in that freaking Twitter cult. And I said the piece that I got from it was looking at what was I willing to trade my intuitive knowing, my stellar intuitive knowing for. And what I learned from that was information, inside information. And that's, I think, the detective in me. I always want to know what's going on. Um, but while you could say, well, I wasted my time in that whole experience, I came out of it with a better understanding of who I was and what had happened in that space. So she was talking about people who are spending time speculating if some dude, I don't know who she was talking about, Edward, I don't remember the name, Edward somebody, was going to be the next king of England. And people were like spending hours speculating about this and about that. And da, 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 da. So that makes you happy. Speculate your ass off, is my opinion. And when you come through that, because you will, we always do, what did you learn about yourself in that time? What was it worth it to you to exchange that time for something? So I feel like in every experience and every hole you go digging into, there's something there for you. Early on, when I was just kind of getting used to Prince's energy, there's an entire faction who I know exists still today, who believe that he was murdered by the Illuminati. And as an aside, I do believe in the Illuminati, but this is not the case with Prince. I don't think. That's just my opinion. That the Illuminati murdered him on the Queen's birthday, and then it was a gift to the Queen. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Um, and I remember saying to Prince, "Do I go down this road?" Because I could dig into stuff like nobody's business. And he said, "There's nothing for you there." I said, "Well, is it the truth?" And he said, "Only if there's something for you there." So, what he taught me about that was that there are roads to go down and that there are lessons to be learned. Like he said, those who choose to go down that path will learn something from their journey down that path. That was not my journey. Like he kind of went like, and just go over here. That was not my journey. My journey was in a different direction. So I believe in any experience there are pieces you can take from that and go forward. I totally get what Amanda's saying. Basically, she was like, quit farting around. Pay attention. This is a really important time, and I agree with that. And I differ from her in that I think that there's something to be learned about ourselves when we go down those rabbit holes. If you're willing, oh, now we got a bunch of dogs here. If you're willing to examine that. So, what do you think? I would love to know what you think about all of that. And I will put a link to her video so you can see which one I'm talking about. I have great respect and regard for Amanda, absolutely. And I just kind of was like, let me think about this for a minute. And I think that's discernment. Is this true for me? And I thought, well, what do I know about this? What do I not what do I know about this, but more what do I know about this that I can apply to this situation and what feels true to me in this situation? And I don't feel that everything's got to be so black and white. Either you focus completely on your own spiritual path and forget what's going on out here, or or you just run off into like Weirdsville. I think that you can be involved in learning why Donald Trump represents the shadow of America and why everything is being unearthed. And he is merely the catalyst for that. He's the catalyst, he's not the whole problem. I think that there's something to understand about that. You know, I just think there's something interesting about that. And then how do I apply that to myself? So that's my thoughts on a. This is really a Thursday, but let's pretend it's Wednesday on a Wednesday. Okay, so I'll be back again on Friday with more conversation. See ya. Bye.